السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. I welcome you all to the class of Fiqh of Fasting. So Alhamdulillah, we've reached till here, and yesterday we tried continuing from here. So let's do this again, inshallah ta'ala. أحكام القضاء في من وجب عليه الصيام. The rulings of qada. Qada is making a fast. Right? Qada is making a fast. في من وجب عليه الصيام, on whom fasting is mandatory. لقد ذكرنا حينما تكلمنا على واجب الصوم في أول بحثنا. We mentioned about and when we mentioned about it, we spoke about on whom it is wajib. أن ذكرنا أن الصيام واجب على المسلم البالغ العاقل. We mentioned that the fasting is mandatory on Muslim who's sane and adult, بالغ عاقل. وأما الكافر والصغير والمجنون. As for the kafir and the saghir and the small child, right, who's not baligh, wal majnoon, and the insane person, lunatic person, فلا يجب الصيام عليهم, then fasting is not mandatory on them. وقد بينا معنى عدم الوجوب بالنسبة للكافر, and we mentioned the absence of mandatory, absence of being mandatory with relation to the kafir. كما بينا بعض الأحكام الصغير والمجنون. Like now like we mentioned about some of the rulings of majnoon and saghir, right? The small child and the majnoon. وبقيت الآن وبقيت علينا بعض الأمور, and some matters remained on us التي لم نتعرض لنا هناك, which we did not present it there. لبعدها عن الموضوع, because it is far away from the topic. فلا بد لنا من ذكرها الآن في سياق الكلام. So it is important for us that we mention it in the context of the speech. على من يجب عليه الصيام, on whom it is mandatory on the fast. ومن يجوز له الفطر, and who should break the fast. وما يتعلق بذلك من أحكام القضاء, and what attaches itself to it, to the matters of al-qada. Right? So he's talking that he will talk about kafir and al-saghir and al-majnoon, and making up for fast and so on. قضاء الكافر الأصلي, right? The making up a fast of a kafir who is asl, that is an original kafir. Right? أما الكافر الأصلي فلا يجب عليه الصيام. Right? As for who's a kafir, who's an his by birth kafir or something, then فلا يجب عليه الصيام. Fasting is not mandatory on him. وجوب مطالبة في الدنيا, right? And it is not asked from him. It is not a وجوب المطالبة. It's not asked from him. It's not mandatory, which is asked from him in this world. على معنى والتفصيل الذي ذكرناه في أول المباحث, of the meaning and details which we mentioned in the first treatise, in the starting of the treatise. وكذلك إذا أسلم لا يجب عليه قضاء ما فاته في أيام الكفر. And similarly, if a kafir accepts Islam, so whatever fast he had previously, there's no qada on it, right? بالإجماع لقوله تعالى قل للذين كفروا إن ينتهوا يغفر لهم ما قد سلف. Right? Say to those who disbelieve, إن ينتهوا يغفر لهم ما قد سلف. If you stop, if you cease, then whatever before you've done, you'll be forgiven, inshallah. ولقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الإسلام يجب ما قبله. And the saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Islam eradicates what's before it. Right? الإسلام يجب ما قبله. فهذا الحكم ليس خاصا بالصيام. And this ruling is not specific to Siyam. So any act which a kafir, if he accepts Islam, then any act is not required to fulfill it, right? وإنما هو عام له ولغيره من العبادات. It is general for fasting or for anything else. ولغيره من العبادات. So for a kafir, there's nothing on him, right? If he accepts Islam, alhamdulillah. As for the murtad, qada'ul murtad, and this is where we stopped last time, before the power got cut. Inshallah, I hope it doesn't get cut today. Qada al-murtad wa amma al-murtad. As for the murtad, right? Who's the murtad? The one who leaves Islam, right? He leaves Islam, apostate. Yeah? As for the apostate, al-murtad, فَإِنَّهُ لَا يُطْلَبُ بِفَعْلِ الصَّوْمِ حَالَ الرِّدَّةِ. Then he is not demanded to fast during the stage of apostasy. Like during Ridda, in the state of Ridda, he is not asked to fast because he has left Islam, right? And he's an ex-Muslim now. He has left Islam, so he will not be asked. في زمن الاستتابة أو غيرها إن لم يستتب. In the time of asking to seek forgiveness. So the government, if there's an Islamic government, will ask him to do tawbah. So it is the time of doing tawbah, أو غيرها, or some other time. If he does not, or even if he's not asked to do tawbah, right? Istataba yastatibu, in lam yastatib. If he's not asked to do tawbah, so the government, he's not caught in the sense لأنه لا يصح منه حال ردته, because it is not correct for him to fast with ridda, because iman is required, right? Without iman, how can he fast? ولكن ليس معنى هذا أن الصيام غير واجب عليه. But this does not mean that the fasting is not wajib on him. So he's not required to fast, but his fasting is wajib on him. فقد اتفق الفقهاء أن الصيام واجب عليه. The fuqaha have agreed that the siyam is mandatory on him. Right? إلا أنه لا يصح منه حال ردته. Except that it is not correct. He should fast. ولذلك فإنه يأثم بتركه. So he's sinful for leaving it. Of course he's sinful. He left Islam. It's wajib on him. So when he comes back, فإذا رجع المرتد. So when the murtad come back, إلى الإسلام, he comes back to Islam, وجب عليه قضاء ما فاته. It is mandatory that whatever period, he became murtad, all he should make up. For example, 3 years he was a murtad, for example. Na'udhu billah. So he should make up all the 3 years of the fasting. Right? 3 years of the fasting. He should do a qada. من الصيام أثناء ردته, during his ridda. وذلك لأنه بدخول في الإسلام التزم بجميع أحكامه. Because when he enters Islam again, then all things will be, when he first entered into Islam, for example, all things were mandatory on him, right? بجميع أحكام, all the ahkam of Islam was mandatory on him. فإذا ارتد, if he apostates later on, لا تسقط ردته عنه ما التزمه بالإسلام. So it does not drop ridda. Ridda does not, does not make it cease what the Sharia have told in Islam. So he's still required to fast. وَلِذَلِكَ يُقَامُ عَلَيْهِ الْحَدَّ. And that is why he is given hadd, right? Because just because he became ridda doesn't mean fasting is not obligatory on him, right? And that is why he gets the hadd, because of leaving Islam, right? Because if he became like any other non-Muslim, then why is there a capital punishment for leaving Islam, right? وَيُطَالِبُ بِحُقُوقِ الْآدَمِيِّينَ. And the rights of human beings are also asked from him, right? So the rights of fathers, mothers, everything is asked from him. وَبِقَضَاءِ مَا فَاتَهُ مِنَ الْعِبَادَاتِ أَثْنَاءَ الرِّدَّةِ. And doing qada, right? He should make up for all the fasts which من العبادات على ما ذهب إليه جمهور العلماء. Right? So all the qada, all the ibadat which has been left by him, he should do it after he comes back. So for kafir al-asli, he has no qada, but for a murtad, he has a qada of fasting. Right? He has a qada of fasting. So 10 years if he was murtad and then Allah guided him again, then he should fast, try to fast, or he should fast, but he could do it slowly or something. All the 10 years of fasting. May Allah protect us, from all these things, Then we have qada. So murtad, he has to do qada. For the kafir, no qada. If he accepts Islam, there is no qada at all. Qada al-sabi al-Muslim, making up of a fast of a child. وَأَمَّا الصَّبِيُّ الْمُسْلِمِ إِذَا بَلَغَ فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ قَضَاء. There's no qada on the child, right? Just because, like for example, he started fasting for 10 years. So there's no qada. Oh, you didn't fast for 10 years, right? Since your birth, so start fasting now. There's no qada at all. Right? Alhamdulillah. And لا يجب عليه, there's no qada on him, ما فاته من الصيام, of the fast which missed him. لو لم يصمه, right, which he did not fast لعدم وجوبه, because it was not mandatory at all. عليه أثناء الصبا, because at the child of his childhood it was not, mandatory on him. إذ لو وجب عليه القضاء لوجب عليه الأداء. Now if qada was mandatory on him, then other performance of the fasting was also should also had been more mandatory. So performance is not mandatory, so how can qada be mandatory, right? So alhamdulillah, for a child there's no, he just give one para because it's so clear. For a child there's no qada at all. Whenever he starts fasting 7-8 years or whatever, alhamdulillah, he starts from there. Nobody asks him, oh, 7 years you did not fast, so right from your birth, so start fasting now. Alhamdulillah, Islam is not so difficult, right? Alhamdulillah, Islam is a logical religion, which caters to the fitrah of human beings. Then there's qada'ul majnoon, right? Making up the fast of a majnoon person, mad person. وَأَمَّا الْمَجْنُونَ فَلَا يُلْزِمُهُ الصَّوْمُ. So as for the mad person, there's no fasting on him. حَالَ جُنُونِهِ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ, right? During the state of his madness. And there's ijma' on that. لِرَفْعِ الْقَلَمِ عَنْهُ, because the pen is lifted from him. I mean, there's nothing written for it. وَكَذَلِكَ لَا يُلْزِمُهُ الْقَضَاءُ إِذَا أَفَاقَ مِنْ جُنُونِهِ. And similarly, he is not required to do qada for a mad person, right? If he wakes up from his madness, if he becomes fine, right? سواء قل ما فاته أو كسر. It's the same what he missed, or more, right? It's the same if it's less or more. وسواء أفاق بعد رمضان أو في أثنائه عند الجمهور. And the same if he becomes fine after Ramadan or during the Ramadan. Yeah, so it's fine. There's no qada under majnoon for the mad person. وذهب الإمام أبو حنيفة والثوري إلى أنه إن أفاق في أثناء الشهر لزمه قضاء ما فاته. قضاء ما فاته. So Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Thawri said that if he becomes fine, if he becomes sane during Ramadan, then whatever has passed from Ramadan, he should fulfill it. Right? فلا قضاء وإن أفاق بعده. But if he becomes sane after Ramadan, then there's no qada on him. But the Jamhur, he says, وَاسْتَدَلَّ الْجَمْهُورُ عَلَى عَدْمِ وُجُوبِ الْقَضَاءِ مُطْلَقًا. The majority have said that there's no qada at all, mutlaqan, absolutely there's no qada. بِأَنَّهُ صَوْمٌ, because it is fasting. فَأَتَى بِعُذْرٍ, because it was broken with an excuse. فِي حَالِ سُقِطَ فِيهِ التَّكْلِيفِ. And at that time he was not mukallaf, he was not responsible, right? He was not legally responsible for Islamic Shariat. بِالنَّصِّ الصَّحِيحِ الصَّرِيحِ فِي رَفْعِ الْقَلَمِ عَلِ الْمَجْنُونِ, because the pen is lifted from the majnoon. حَتَّى يُفِيقْ, until he becomes fine, right? He becomes sane. كَالصَّبِيِّ الصَّغِيرِ, like a child who is small, like a small child, right? Like a small child, because it's not in his hand, right? He does not choose to become mad or insane, right? So there's no problem, inshallah. إلا أنه إذا أسلم الكافر أو أفاق المجنون أو بلغ الصبي مفطرا في أثناء يوم من أيام رمضان. Except that if a kafir accepts Islam and insane person becomes sane, or a child becomes an adult, he في أثناء يوم من أيام رمضان, during the daytime of Ramadan, فإنه يستحب له. So it is mustahab for him to stop from eating and drinking till the end of the day. لحرمة الوقت, because it is just hurma, it is to respect, right, the time. ولا يجب عليه ذلك, but it's not mandatory, right? It should just respect the time till the time comes. لأن المجنون أفطر بعذر, because the majnoon has broken his fast because he has a reason, uzr. He has an uzr. وَالْكَافِرُ وَإِنْ أَفْطَرَ بِغَيْرِ عُذْرٍ. So, but kafir, he had no, even though he broke his fast without any reason, right? إِلَّا أَنَّهُ لَمَّا أَسْلَمَ جُعِلَ كَالْمَعْزُورِ. But when he accepted Islam, he was made like a ma'zur, one with an excuse. فيما فعل في حال الكفر, of what he did in the حال of kufr. ولهذا لا يؤاخذ بقضاء ما تركه. So kafir is also not as لقوله تعالى, again this was قل للذين كفروا إن ينتهوا يغفر لهم ما قد سلف, right? Say to those who disbelieve, if you stop, you will be forgiven of what has previously, ma qad salaf, what has preceded you. So what he's saying is, if during the day they accept Islam, or the child becomes adult during the day, or if a insane person becomes sane, then they should stop eating for the rest of the day, right? Because that's for hurama, right? But they cannot be asked to, do qada, make up all the previous fast. وَأَمَّا إِذَا بَلَغَ الصَّبِيُّ صَائِمًا فِي نَهَارِ رَمَضَانَ. Now, if the sabi, if the child becomes, is already fasting the day of, he becomes an adult and is already fasting, فَإِنَّهُ يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ الْإِتْمَامُ. So he should complete the fast. I mean, there's no problem. وَلَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ قَضَاؤُهُ. But there's no qada on him at all. Right? So the child is also fasting, alhamdulillah, and he becomes an adult in the day. So he should complete his fast, alhamdulillah. He should do it. So there's no problem at all, alhamdulillah. Like many children, they fast very early, like 5, 6 years, 7 years, right? Before they are adults. Because fasting is only for balighs, right? But children should be made to fast early on itself. Because then it'll become easier. It'll be very easy, inshallah. قَضَاءٌ مَنْ زَالَ عَقَلَهُ بِإِغْمَاءِ وَنَحْوِهِ. And now this making up a fast, now we talked about 3 people, right? Al-Kafir, Al-Majnun, As-Sabiy, As-Saghir. Now he's talking about قَضَاءٌ مَنْ زَالَ عَقَلَهُ بِإِغْمَاءٍ وَنَحْوِهِ. So whose whose consciousness is gone because he became unconscious, right? Ighma. He became unconscious. So what is the ruling of Ighma is unconsciousness, right? Yes. Fainting. Yes, he fainted. Yeah, he fainted. So, and something like that. Someone became unconscious or fainted or whatever. وَكَالْمَجْنُونِ فِي عَدْمِ وُجُوبِ الصِّيَامِ وَعَدْمِ صِحَّتِهِ مِنْ. Right? And like the mad person, it is not mandatory for him to fast because he does not have the health, right? A mad person. Man zala aqlahu, whose aql has gone. He has, he has no aql, he has no shu'ur, he has no consciousness. Bi ighma'in maslan, like because he fainted, for example. لأنه بزوال عقله بالإغماء زال عنه التكليف. Because with his intellect, with his consciousness, he also lost his taklif. He's not responsible now. Right? بالفعل أثنائه, by doing an act during it. إلا أنه يفارق المجنون, except that he differs from the mad person. بأن المجنون لا يلزم القضاء, because for the mad person there's no qada on him. كما ذكرنا, as we mentioned in the previous paragraphs. ولكن المغمى, but for a fainted person who faints, right? عليه يلزمه القضاء, he has qada on it, right? Because if a person who's fainting, if he wakes up, إذا أفاق من غيبوبته, if he wakes up from his unconsciousness, لأن الإغماء مرض, because unconsciousness or fainting is a disease. Right? It's a disease. ومن جاز له الفطر بالمرض, although it is permissible that we can break a fast when you're sick, وجب عليه القضاء, but he should do qada because it's a sickness, right? قال تعالى فمن كان منكم مريضا, whoever is sick among you, أو على سفر, right, or traveling, فعدة من أيام أخرى, then there are other days he should fast, right? So this is a marad, he says. So that is why if a person faints and he's in the hospital for the whole of Ramadan, right, and he couldn't fast, he should do qada on, he should obviously do qada, right? He's fainted, he's in coma, right, for example, for the whole month. So he should do qada when he's fine, inshallah. وَوُجُوبُ الْقَضَاءِ بِالنِّسْبَةِ لِلْمُغْمَى. So the being mandatory of qada, right, of making a fast, بِالنِّسْبَةِ لِلْمُغْمَى عَلَيْهِ إِنَّمَا هُوَ فِي شَأْنِ الصِّيَامِ, right? It is only in the matter of fasting. وَأَمَّا الصَّلَاةِ فَلَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ قَضَاءُ. As for the prayer, there is no qada on him, right? There is no qada on him, because the prayers which are left, there's no qada, right? And many people mistake this. They do this, they call this something. Some people don't pray for 10 years or something, right? So they do qada umri or something. Yeah. Qada umri or something. The whole life's qada they'll do. So with every fard, they'll pray another fard and so on and try to catch up the salah. That is incorrect. Yes, we should do a lot of nawafil and so on, but tawbah is the only way, right? Allahu Akbar. So That's how it is. But for the fast, he should fast if he's unconscious for that period. وَذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَتَكَرَّرُ, because the salah repeats again and again and again. فَيَشُقُّ عَلَى الصَّائِمِ قَضَاؤُهَا. So repeating the prayers will be difficult. وَأَمَّا الصِّيَامُ فَلَيْسَ كَذَلِكَ. But for fasting, it's nothing like it. It comes once in a year, right? So if he misses the fast while he's unconscious, he should, right? He should complete the fast, right? ونظير هذا في التعليل الفرق بين القضاء الحائض والنفساء. And the example of the same issue is in between al-haid, the menstruating woman, or nafasa, or the postpartum bleeding women. As-siyam, because she has to do only the fast, وعدم قضاء ما للصلاة, but there's no prayer on her, right? Prayer, she never does the qada of the prayers, right? Prayers, there's no qada, but only for the fast. She, whatever she misses 6-7 days into Ramadan, she has to fulfill it. وهذا الذي ذكرناه في المغمى. So this is all about the unconscious person. So if a person is unconscious, it's fainted, right? And he has to do qada. عليه بسم الله الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. So inshallah, we were talking about the person who's unconscious, and that he needs to do a qada of the fast, right? So وهذا الذي ذكرناه في المغمى عليه ينسحب. So انسحب meaning ينسحب, right? Who withdraws, yeah. على من زال عقله بمرض, on whose intellect goes due to him being sick. أو بشرب دواء شربه للحاجة, or by drinking some medicine, right? So he becomes unconscious, he faints because of some medicine or something. أو بأي عذر, right? أو بأي عذر آخر مشروع, right? Or any other مشروع reason, any other legal reason, right? He becomes unconscious, so he should complete, right? فإنه يلزمه قضاء الصيام دون الصلاة. So he should, fulfill all the fast except the salah. Salah is not, he should not do qada of the salah. وأما من زال عقله بمحرم, by not muharram, muharram, I think. As for the one who does the prohibited act, kashur bil khamari masalan, like he drinks wine, for example, right? فإنه يلزمه قضاء الصلاة. For him, salah should also be repeated. كما يلزمه قضاء الصيام, because he did something like drinking wine, right? مع إثمه, as well as he will get a sin بترك العبادات, right? By leaving ibadah. وإخراجها عن وقتها, and removing it from its time. So as for the unconscious, there's no salah qada of the salah. As for the one who drinks wine and he gets intoxicated or something, then he is sinful and he should repeat the salawat. Like for example, someone gets intoxicated and the whole day he was in the state of drunkenness and he didn't realize, he should repeat all the salahs and as well as fasting. And waqtiha muhaddad laha shar'an, because he removed it from the specified time. لتعديه بزوال عقله تعديه, I don't know, تعديه, trespass, okay, تعديه, trespass, because he trespassed بزوال عقله بارتكاب ما نهى الشارع عنه. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited, he did that thing, right? He did that thing. So it was, he drank wine. So he is responsible for everything. He should repeat the prayers. He should, do repeat the fast also, and so on, right? And so on, inshallah. So let's do a little bit of this also about Siyam al-Haid, and maybe 1 or 2 topics, inshallah, before we end it today. Right, till here, inshallah. So this was all about Majnoon, right? So Majnoon, he need not fulfill the fast, the mad person. The child need not do qada. And as well as a kafir also did not do qada. On whom qada is there? An unconscious person, he should do qada. Unconscious person, he should do qada after waking up from it, right? And similarly, But no qada of the salawat, no prayers, right? No prayers, only fasting. But as for the one who drinks wine and so on and does something prohibited, for him everything he should make up, right? So the prayers also, as well as the fasting also. That's what he summarizes. Now, siyamu ashabil azari wa qada'uhum, right? The fasting of the people of excuses. So there are some people with excuse, right? And how to make up for them, right? And they're making up, and they're qada. Siyamul ha'id wan nufasa, right? And the making up of menstruating women, and as well as postpartum bleeding, right? فَأَمَّا الْحَائِدُ وَالنُّفَسَاء, as for the menstruating women and the postpartum bleeding women, فَلَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِمَ الصَّوْمُ حَالَةَ الْحَيْضِ, it is not mandatory on them to fast during the menstruation, right? It is haram. وَلَا يَصِحُ مِنْهَا, it is not correct from her. بَلْ يُحْرِمُ عَلَيْهِمَا, right? It is يَحْرُمُ عَلَيْهِمَا, on both of them it is it is prohibited, it is haram. فَعْلَهُ لِتَلْبِسِهِمَا بِعِبَادَةٍ فَاسِدَةٍ, because she's mixing it with something which is fasid, right? And nuhiyat anha, and she's prohibited from it. She's not allowed to do it. Even if she says, no, I want to fast or something, no, she cannot fast, right? During the state of menstruation. لِفُقْدَانِ شَرْطِهَا الشَّرْعِي, because there's no the absence of condition, sharia condition, right? وَهُوَ الطَّهَارَةِ, and that is tahara, being pure. So if that is not there, you cannot do, right? A shart is missing, you cannot do the act, right? Anil haydi one nufas, on one nifas, on hayd and nifas, right? For both of these things, she has to, she does not have to fast or do anything. It's haram on her. So that's what he said. Illa annahuma in amsakata an at-ta'ami wa sharab, except that if she stops from eating or drinking in front of the people, right? La baniyatun sawm, la biniyat sawm, not by the intention of fasting. Wa innama mura'atu lishu'uri siyam. It is just a mura'a. It is just, honor for the uh, she's considerate of the shu'ur of saim, right? Of the feelings of the fasting person. Ma'ahuma fil bayt, right? So she hides and eats or something. أو لباعث آخر غير العبادة, or for some other reason, without any intention of ibadah, فإنه لا إثم عليهما, then there's no sin on them. وإنما الإثم إذا أمسكت بنية الصيام, but the sin will be if she stops with the intention of fasting. So a person, she also eats suhoor with the family, and many times it happens, right? She has to hide from a family member, so she also stops eating with the family members. Also, she has no intention to fast. That is fine. That is fine, because she's hiding from a family member, right? So that is fine, and she has to wake up for the suhoor and so on, because other people might ask her. She's shy and she wants to hide it. So alhamdulillah, she has the suhoor and she stops eating, but no intention of fasting should be there. وما ذكرناه من عدم وجوب الصيام عليهما وعدم صحته منها. She has to break the fast. She can eat, yes. She should eat. I mean, the fast is broken automatically. Now, she can stop eating just for, I think he'll speak about it, Allahu Alam. But she can stop eating just for honoring, just for honoring. But the fast does not continue, right? The fast does not continue, right? She should stop eating actually, because it's just the way it is, right? Like if a person, in between of the fast, he has to break the fast because he felt so sick. So he should stop eating. I mean, anyways, he's sick, he can eat, but he could stop, right? But she can eat, right? No problem, inshallah. Allahu Alam. وَمَا ذَكَرْنَاهُ, but let's see what he says if he mentions it. وَمَا ذَكَرْنَاهُ, and what we mentioned, مِنْ عَدْمِ وُجُوبِ الصِّيَامِ عَلَيْهِمَا. So there's no wajib. Fasting is not mandatory on her. وَعَدْمِ صِحَتِهِ مِنْهَا, it's not correct from her also. إِنَّمَا هُوَ أَمْرٌ ثَابِتٌ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ, and it is something there is agreement upon. وَمَا يَذْكُرُهُ بَعْضُ الْفُقَهَاءِ وَالْأُصُولِيِّينَ, but some fuqaha and usuliyin, the people of usul, مِنْ وُجُوبِ الصِّيَامِ عَلَيْهِمَا فَلَيْسَ الْمُرَادُ, by saying that is mandatory to fast, فَلَيْسَ الْمُرَادُ مِنْهُ أَنَّهُ يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِمَا أَن تَصُومَ حَالَةَ الْحَيْضِ, but they do not mean that it is wajib during the state of hayd, right? But فَهَذَا لَمْ يَقُلْ بِهِ عَدْ, because no one says that she has to fast while menstruating during hayd. وَإِنَّمَا مُرَادُهُمْ, but the intention of them is that she should make it up to qada. أَنَّ الصِّيَامَ كَانَ وَاجِبًا عَلَيْهِمَا كبقية المكلفين, that it is wajib on her, but she should make it up. إلا أنهما منعتا منع I think منع, so منعتا منه لقيام العذر المانع من ذلك, but she is prohibited from doing that. They both are prohibited from fasting. وهو الحيض والنفاس, right? Because of حيض والنفاس لذلك وجب عليهما قضاؤه, that is why she should do قضاء. فلو لم يكن واجبا عليهما فعله لما وجب عليهما قضاؤه, right? If it is not wajib on them doing, because it is because she cannot do it, she has to do qada. إذا أن القضاء عندهم تابع للأداء, because qada according to them should follow the ada. فالأصل وجوب الأداء, but the ada, that is the performance of the act, is mandatory on the woman who is menstruating, but she cannot do it, right? Because there's no condition. فإن تعذر بوجب القضاء استدراكا له, but it's not wajib on her because of because of these things, because of hayd and nifas, right? One second. Istidrakan, cure. Okay, cure, it seems. Istidrakan lahu, retraction. Okay, والذي ذهب إلى الجمهور, so they say that it is wajib on her. It's not that she doesn't become mukallaf. It is wajib on her, but she cannot fast because the condition is missing. والذي ذهب إليه الجمهور الفقهاء والأصوليين أن الصيام لم يجب عليهما أصلا. But the correct opinion, the majority have said that it is not wajib on her at all, right? It's just a theoretical issue. وأن القضاء الثابت في حقهما إنما هو قضاء بأمر جديد من الشارع, because the qada is not actually because of the fast which she missed, it was because of the new commandment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا بسبب وجوب الأداء. So she's not sinful at all. I mean, obviously she's not sinful, right? So not because of ada, not because of being mandatory on ada. So there are two issues where they're talking. Theoretical issue, the usuliyin and everyone, some fuqaha said that it was mandatory on her, but because one condition was not there, she has to do qada. But other scholars, the majority have said it was not mandatory on her at all in that state. Right? It was qada was done because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told her to do it. So this is a new ruling. So it's not so. This is some theoretical. روى مسلم عن سيدة عائشة رضي الله عنها أنها قالت في الحيض كنا نؤمر بقضاء الصوم. We were ordered to do the qada of the fasting. ولا نؤمر بقضاء الصلاة, but not the making up of the prayers. فإذا طهرت الحائض والنفساء في أثناء النهار, right? If she becomes pure, the haid and nufasa, during the day, right? استحب لهما إمساك بقية النهار. So it is, mustahab that she stops eating for the remaining day. She becomes pure during the day. إلا أنه لا يجب عليهما هذا, but it is not mandatory on her. So she was during the day she became pure. So that time it is just mustahab. Yeah? كالمجنون إذا فقر, like a mad person if in the daytime, or wasabi إذا بلغ, or a child, right? If he becomes baligh at the daytime. So at the daytime, if she becomes pure, that is mustahab to stop eating just for mudu'a, right? Honoring the fasting person. وقال أبو حنيفة والأوزاعي والثوري يجب عليهما إمساك بقية النهار. They Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi and Awza'i and Thawri said it is mandatory on her, right? On both of them. That is al-hayd wal nifas. Mandatory, but Allahu alam, it looks correct that she could stop eating because anyway she's not fasting right now. So this is what about the talk about the hayd one nifas. As for siyamu shaykh al-kabir wal marid, fasting of the old person as well as sick person. So here, I mean, for the she has to do qada. That's what he said in all these paragraphs, right? That's what he says. She has to do qada, both of them. That is qada of hayd wa nifas. As for an old person, Shaykhul Kabir, وَأَمَّا الشَّيْخُ الْكَبِيرِ الَّذِي يَجْهَدُهُ الصَّوْمِ, right? Who tries to fast, يَجْهَدُ, جَهَدَ, يَجْهَدُ, who exerts himself, جَهَدَ يَجْهَدُ, يَجْهَد, who strives himself to fast. He's very old, 80 years, 90 years, right? بِأَنْ تَلْحِقُهُ بِهِ مَشَقَّةٌ شَدِيدَةٌ, and he's, facing a lot of problem, مشقة. Right? لا تحتمل, and it's not possible. تحتمل is possible. Right? احتمل. right? He's not able to bear. وَالْمَرِيضُ مَرْضًا شَدِيدًا لَا يُرْجَى. So he is fasting like an old person, a senile old man, and he's not able to fast. I mean, there's so much difficulty, right? It's not possible that he will fast. He could be able to. And a furry and a sick person, mardan shadidan, who's very sick, la yuzja baru'uhu, right? He cannot be cured from that sickness. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِمُ الصِّيَامُ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ. So two people, an very old person as who's not able to fast, as well as a sick person, and there's no hope that he will be cured, then fasting is not mandatory on them. إِلَّا أَنَّهُمَا لَوْ تَحْمِلَا مَشَقَّةً الصِّيَامُ وَصَامَ. Except that if they bore a lot of hardship and fasted, فَإِنَّ صِيَامَهَا صَحِيب, then the fasting is correct. So an old person, he wants to fast, he has the jazba to fast, then he can fast. وَلَا شَيْءٌ عَلَيْهِمَا, and there's nothing on them. فَإِنْ أَفْطَرَا, and if they don't fast, right, فَإِنَّهُ يَلْزِمُهُمَا الْفِدْيَةِ, so they should give fidya. An old person and a sick person, right, they should give fidya because they cannot fast, right? For other people, there's no fidya. They have to fast when they're fine, right? Because if someone falls sick, he has fever or something, when the fever goes away after Ramadan, he should fast, right? على ما ذهب إليه الجمهور الفقهاء كأبي حنيفة والشافعي وأحمد والأوزاعي والثوري وسعيد بن جبير وطاووس وغيرهم. So they say that they should give fidya. An old person and a sick person who um, uh, there's no hope for him to get cured. خلافا لما ذهب إليه مالك, except Malik رحمه الله وشيخه ربيعة الري, and his teacher ربيعة الري وأبو ثور من جواز الفطر لهما, right? And they of the permissibility of breaking the fast وعدم وجوب الفدية عليهما, and they said that they could break the fast and there's no fidya on him, but the majority said they should give fidya. وقد استدل الجمهور لوجوب الفدية بما رواه البخاري, and the majority have inferred that there is fidya on them as the hadith of Bukhari عن ابن عباس أنه قال من أدركه الكبر, whoever becomes old فلم يستطع صيام رمضان, he is not able to fast the month of Ramadan, فعليه لكل يوم مد من قمح, so he should give one mud, right? So there's one mud, right? One mud, it comes approximately 4 muds become 1 sa. So 1 sa is like 2.5 kilos or something. So 1 mud is 1 handful of it. So maybe some 400, 300 grams, something. There's a measurement for it, right? We get the mud also. We get the utensils also. 1 mud and 1 sa, right? We can buy it nowadays, right? The measurements, mud and sa. So they have to give for every mud of food or something. He says qamh, wheat, but he could give anything, right? He could give min qamahi. So Ibn Abbas said that an old person should give for 1 day 1 mud, right? 1 day. وما رواه البيهقي عن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه أنه قال إذا ضعف عن الصوم أطعم عن كل يوم مدا. Right? Imam Ibn Umar رضي الله عنه also said that if he becomes weak and is unable to fast, he should give for every day 1 mud. 1 mud he should be given. وروى الدار القطني والبيهقي عن أنس رضي الله عنه أنه ضعيف. So Anas رضي الله عنه also became old عن الصوم of fasting عاما, 1 year قبل وفاته, before his death. So he lived a long age, right? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a dua for him, right? Anas رضي الله عنه, he lived very long, right? So 1 year before his death, he was unable to fast. So he, he after he did not fast, I mean, and he fed, right? And he fed the people for every each day. ولكن اختلف القائلون بوجوب الفدية, but some people, قائلون, some sayers differ in fidya being mandatory. اختلفوا في مقدارها, they differed as to the measurement. فذهب الشافعية إلى أنها مد من طعام. The Shafi'iyya said it is a mud from food, عن كل يوم يفطر فيه, right? On each every day. So they said for 30 days he should give 30 muds. ويستفي في ذلك البر, right? It's equal if he gives bar. Bar is burr, I think. Al burr is flour, right? Flour, what tamar, some wheat flour or something. What tamar, dates, sha'ir, barley, وغير ذلك من أقوات البلد. looking at the situation of the country, right? Sustenance, sustenance, food, sustenance of the country. Others, you can give rice, or zarratun, or zarra, or ghayrihima. Zarra is what? Corn. Oh, okay. Zarra is corn, so he can give corn and so on. وإلى هذا ذهب طاووس وسعيد بن جبير. So he could give any food, right? He could give any food. وذهب الإمام أبو حنيفة إلا أنه يجب عليه لكل يوم ساعة من تمر أو نصف ساعة من حنطة. So they said that he should give only tamar, dates, or من حنطة. حنطة or حنطة. What is حنطة? Wheat. Okay. قمح, same thing. So he should give dates or wheat, right? وقال إمام أحمد يجب عليه لكل يوم مد من حنطة from wheat أو مدان من تمر أو شعير, or dates or شعير is barley. So they said that, but correct thing is like the food, right? يجوز لمن هذا حاله من الكبر أو المرض الدائم أن يخرج الفدية عن كل يوم بعد طلوع فجره ولا يلزمه بعد ذلك شيء. So after Fajr he can remove all the thing, and nowadays they give all the 30 days at once. So inshallah that is also correct from what we know. Allahu Alam. Right? From 30 days they calculate. We should not give money, we should give food. Okay? Many people give money. Right? They give money, this is not correct. They should give food. Naam? Inshallah ta'ala. Yeah, let's do these two topics and then we can end. We can continue from here. Al-maridu mardan muaqqatan. As for a sick person who has a limited time sickness, wamma al-maridu al-ajiz, who's weak and is sawm, he's not able to fast li maradin shadid because he's severely sick. Illa annahu laysa bidaim, but it's not permanent disease, right? It's temporary. Bal yuja bi ru'yihi badu'uhu wa zawaluhu. It is hoped that he will be cured, right? And it will go away. فإنه يجوز له أن يفطر أن يفطر إذا لحقته بالصيام, right? المشقة الشديدة الظاهرة. So it is possible for him, that it is permissible for him that he can break the fast, right? If there's so much problem, right? If it's so much mashaqqa, so much difficulty, شديدة ظاهرة, right? Apparent difficulty, إلا أنه لا يجوز له أن يخرج الفدية. But he's not permissible for him that he gives fidya. بل يجب عليه القضاء, but he should do qada حينما يبرأ من مرضه, when he becomes cured from his sickness. لقوله تعالى, because Allah says فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر. So he should not give fidya. Oh, I'll just give money and I'll get away with it. No, he should fast. Al-mardul yasir. As for the little sickness, وَأَمَّا مَنْ كَانَ مَرْضَهُ يَسِيرًا, it's like very little sickness. لَا تَلْحِقُ بِسَبَبِ الْمَشَقَّةِ, and it does not cause problem to him. في الصيام فإنه لا يجوز له أن يفطر أن يفطر بحال. He should not break his fast. Oh, just because I'm feeling little headache or something. That will be there, right? Obviously, when you're fasting. لأن الصيام لا بد من المشقة, because there is some difficulty in fasting, right? It's not like free of difficulties. للمريض وغيره, for a sick person or not. Right? So inshallah we can what is this taru or no? Urgent sickness on the fasting person. Inshallah we'll do this tomorrow. Siyamus musafir, fasting of the traveling person. Right? It's a long topic, traveling. What is preferred? Should he break the fast or should he not? So all traveling issues we'll do it tomorrow, inshallah. Traveling. Hamil wal murdi'. How about a pregnant woman and as well a woman who's breastfeeding? And okay, inshallah. So these are the topic, inshallah, which we'll try to do how much ever possible tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. And musafir, and the person who's traveling. Right, so we have to continue from here. Jazakallahu khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون وبالأسحار هم يستغفرون